Stop whatever you're doing right now. Take a seat, silence your phone notifications, and pay very close attention because the Indiana Fever front office is learning a harsh lesson in the unforgiving world of modern sports business. There is one rule you simply cannot ignore. You never bite the hand that feeds you. The Indiana Fever organization has just discovered the hard way that Caitlin Clark fans are not automatically Indiana Fever fans. They are loyal to Caitlin Clark above all else. And at this very moment, those supporters are sending the franchise a loud, aggressive, and financially damaging message. If you undermine their generational superstar, they will not hesitate to hit your business where it hurts the most: your revenue. Welcome back to WNBA Pro, the only YouTube channel that refuses to sugarcoat the reality of professional basketball. We don't push public relations narratives, protect feelings, or worry about corporate relationships. Instead, we bring you the raw, unfiltered, objective, and data-driven truth about the business, coaching strategies, basketball tactics, and the multi-billion-dollar world of the WNBA.
You're over being called a racist? Just that quick. Interesting. Okay. Must be nice. I don't get down. I'm not forgiving that. Okay. That's not going to happen. So, and never mind the legit.
To truly understand the scale of the disastrous mistake the Indiana Fever front office has just made, we need to examine the bigger economic picture surrounding this franchise. This is about far more than frustrated fans venting on Twitter or Reddit. It represents a massive shift in the balance of power between a professional sports organization and the people who financially support it. The Indiana Fever are no longer just another WNBA franchise. They have become the Caitlin Clark franchise. Let's look at the facts. Before Caitlin Clark arrived, the Fever were largely absent from the national sports conversation. They sat near the bottom of the league standings, ranked among the lowest in attendance, and often struggled to fill seats, even with free ticket promotions. National television audiences were limited, and very few people paid attention to the team. Then Caitlin Clark arrived and transformed the organization almost overnight. She packed arenas across the country, forced the league to move games into larger NBA venues to meet ticket demand, shatter merchandise sales within hours of her jersey release, and turn the Fever from a forgotten franchise into the most watched and one of the most valuable teams in the WNBA. That remarkable financial transformation can be traced back to one player. So when that massive, deeply invested, and fiercely loyal fan base watched the Fever use the 10th overall draft pick on Raven Johnson, the reaction wasn't simple disappointment. It was pure outrage. To understand why, you have to understand the history behind it. This wasn't just another rookie selection. Raven Johnson and Caitlin Clark have shared a highly publicized rivalry ever since the 2023 Final Four, when Clark famously waved Johnson off at the three-point line and challenged her to shoot. That viral moment sparked one of the biggest storylines in women's college basketball. But the controversy extends far beyond that single play. Only weeks before the WNBA draft, Raven Johnson appeared on a widely discussed podcast where she openly criticized a large portion of Caitlin Clark's fan base. She described Clark supporters as toxic, accused them of bullying behavior, and even suggested racism played a role among some fans. Whether people agree with her comments or not is beside the point from a business perspective. From a corporate marketing standpoint, using your first-round draft pick on a player who publicly criticized and alienated many of the same customers buying your season tickets creates a serious public relations problem. It is the kind of mistake that can quickly grow into a major business crisis.
Longer than 4 letters. Hopefully Snoop Dogg doesn't come for that. Wow. So they went on social media asking for you to buy tickets as a consumer of their product. Ooh.
This is the point where a basketball disagreement evolves into a full-scale business crisis. Fans are no longer limiting their frustration to YouTube videos or Twitter posts. They are responding with their wallets. Reports suggest that the Indiana Fever's ticket sales department is now working overtime to convince fans to buy. Just a year ago, the Fever had an enormous season ticket waiting list, meaning demand greatly exceeded the available supply. That is one of the strongest positions any professional sports franchise can hope for. But the front office appears to have made a costly mistake. They assumed fans were lining up because of the Indiana Fever brand, when in reality much of that demand was driven by Caitlin Clark herself. Right now, social media is filled with fans trying to prove exactly that. Reports claim season ticket renewals have slowed dramatically. People on the waiting list are declining purchase offers when contacted by ticket representatives, and the once booming secondary ticket market has cooled significantly. Tickets that once sold at premium prices are no longer moving as quickly as before. In response, the organization has launched an aggressive marketing campaign, sending promotional emails, advertising discounted group packages, and pushing non-stop messages across social media in an effort to rebuild the demand many believe they have damaged. The irony of the entire situation is difficult to ignore. The front office chose to overlook the warning signs surrounding its first-round draft pick. It ignored the potential public relations issues attached to that selection. It also created controversy by publicly discussing an offensive system that many fans believe reduces the impact of the team's biggest star. Now, the same organization is asking the very fans who felt insulted by those decisions to return, purchase premium courtside seats, and help finance the franchise's newly expanded $7 million payroll. That goes far beyond a simple public relations.
Back here. Wow. What? Guys, there are signs. There are signs now. I'm not sure Caitlin Clark's going to be on this team.
We also need to address the mindset of the Indiana Fever's front office leadership, particularly General Manager Amber Cox and President of Basketball Operations Kelly Kroskoff. Too often, professional sports organizations operate inside an echo chamber, where executives become convinced that they understand the game better than the fans who financially support it. They tend to view supporters as emotional, irrational consumers who will eventually accept whatever product is placed on the court. It appears the Fever's leadership believed they could prioritize a defense-first draft pick, overlook the major public relations concerns surrounding that selection, and still expect fans to cheer for the team without asking questions. That approach completely misjudges today's sports audience. The Caitlin Clark fanbase is unlike anything women's basketball, and perhaps even professional sports as a whole, has ever experienced. It is enormous, deeply passionate, highly organized, and, most importantly, fiercely loyal to Caitlin Clark herself rather than the WNBA as an institution. Many of these fans started following women's basketball solely because of Clark. They didn't grow up watching the WNBA, nor do they have decades of emotional attachment to the Indiana Fever like NFL fans have with the Dallas Cowboys or NBA fans have with the Los Angeles Lakers. Their loyalty is centered on one player. If they believe that player is not being used properly, isn't being prioritized, or is being overlooked or disrespected by her own coaching staff, many of those supporters won't hesitate to stop spending money and walk away from the sport just as quickly as they embraced it. Season ticket holders, waiting list members, and the
Tards. Right there. Is this a sign? Are they pushing her out of the franchise? God, if you own this team, you better wake up. Clark should leave now. You've got the dumbest front.
Now let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture, because this growing backlash has the potential to affect far more than just the Indiana Fever. If the situation continues to escalate, it could impact the financial stability of the entire WNBA. The league recently secured a historic 11-year media rights agreement worth more than $2.2 billion and reshaped its collective bargaining agreement based on expectations of significant future revenue growth. Let's be honest about why broadcasters were willing to invest that kind of money. They were counting on millions of fans tuning in to watch Caitlin Clark launch logo-range three-pointers, deliver spectacular full-court passes, and transform the entertainment value of the league. They didn't spend billions expecting to see Clark standing in the corner while Ty Harris and Raven Johnson control a slow-paced half-court offense. If the Indiana Fever begin losing television viewers because fans are unhappy with the coaching staff's approach, the consequences won't stop with one franchise. Lower ratings affect the entire league. Television networks become concerned. Advertisers may reduce their investments, and future revenue projections suddenly become much less certain. Whether intentional or not, the Fever front office is placing unnecessary pressure on the financial momentum the WNBA has worked so hard to build. To be clear, a complete arena boycott remains highly unlikely because Caitlin Clark is simply too popular, and casual fans will still pay to watch her play in person. However, the growing concerns among
people believe that she may be headed to playing small forward. Man, wow. No thanks. I'd like to see Caitlin Clark be Caitlin Clark. Not happening on this team with this coach and with this front office. Great. Another year of Stephanie White sabotaging